Below the import functions, we have, of course, the export options. This allows you to take the pictures out of, or export them out from, Lightroom. The main option is export right here. This is where all of your options are set. There are some presets in here. Burn full-size JPEGs. If you want to take those out and burn them onto a CD, for instance, or a DVD. Export to a digital negative format. Export for email or for email onto your hard drive. You find all of these presets up here as well. Email, hard drive, CD, DVDs. You can choose where to export to there. Then choose your export location. Either a specific folder, or you can choose your folder later if you want to, if you're setting up a preset. Your user folder, my documents folder, my pictures folder, or onto the desktop, or put them in the same folder as the original photo. So you have all these options. If I do specific folder, I can then come in here and navigate to whichever folder I want to use. So you can then find that folder. You also can then create a subfolder if you want to. Let's say I wanted to make a subfolder here of planes, just like that. I could then make a subfolder. Now, if there are existing files inside of that folder already, you can have the program automatically choose a new name or overwrite without warning. Probably don't want to do that, or just skip that. So you can choose what to do if there's an existing file of the same name. You can choose to rename the files as you're saving them out. Notice down here, this is the name of the sample file, and that's one of the names that comes from my digital camera. But I could come in here and choose a custom date sequence, or I could just edit and then set up any file naming convention that I wanted to have. For instance, the image name, file name, or a date sequence, metadata, all this stuff I could use. Now, right now it's just showing the file name up here. Let's say I wanted to do file name plus a sequence. Just click on Insert, and it will then insert that sequence. It will then begin sequencing those file name plus a number. Notice on these you have a little drop-down list, and you have different options that you can choose in here to insert. For instance, different ways of numbering in here, different date settings. You can do different metadata and use that in your file naming if you want, different dimensions in your file naming in here. There's a lot that you can do on setting up your file name. And then when you're done, just click Export, and it will export all of your selected images. Let's just cancel that. You can choose to export with a previous export. You can choose to export with one of your presets, and that's what I showed you previously there in the export dialog box. You also can export everything as a catalog, which you can then open up later. So it's kind of like doing your export function and making a new catalog at the same time, which saves you some time. Go ahead and export as catalog, give it a catalog name, and you can export, if you want to, just selected photos only, or everything inside of your existing file, including negative files and any available previews as well. And finally down here, you also can email a photo, which I consider a method of exporting. And bring up the email dialog box. There's your to, your subject. You can choose which program you want to be using. I use Mozilla Thunderbird for my email program. Choose your program, and then choose your preset down here, and then send. And it will allow you then to send it as an attachment onto your email. And let's just cancel that out. So there you go, the different options for exporting out of Lightroom.